How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having an excellent day. Today we're taking a look at how I was able to get over 40,000 capital peak points in this last raid weekend by attacking separate and different bases every attack. So let's jump into the attacks and figure out which bases I'm hitting and how I'm taking them out. So first on the agenda is the capital peak. 7,000 points available, and as you might have seen, did not quite finish off the base. I decided to go for the glory, go for the ambition, and failed quite miserably. But we were still able to get a decent amount of points. But had I actually finished off this base, probably would have gotten closer to 41, maybe even 42,000 points in total. But alas, there were these pesky Inferno towers, so we're unable to take them out with the rocket balloons, but we're still able to get a large portion of the base taken out. We were able to snag just over 5,000 capital peak points. We have a few more air skeletons doing their thing, destroying all the trash buildings. Not the most enjoyable thing to watch, those skeletons hammering away at the trash buildings, but I did want to snag every extra point possible to try and push up and get as many points as I could, since I knew I was missing the other 1,660 points, which is too bad. So we got 5,400 from that one. Now let's take a look at a Builder's Workshop cleanup. Got 6,130 points available. Got a decent amount of the base still remaining. Still have we got 3 of the giant cannons and 2 of the blast bows. All very low levels, so I'm not too worried about it. Gonna come in from this left-hand side, can directly target the giant cannon on the left side with a hog glider, and then we can sort of split our army into 2 groups. I always like to split them on the Builder's Workshop, just so that not all of the splash targeting defenses are focused on one area. They sort of have to zigzag and retarget, and they won't hit all of the troops all at one time. So we'll mostly be using the ground graveyard spam strategy for the remainder of the video. And next up we'll be taking a look at the Balloon Lagoon cleanup attack. This one is worth almost 7,000 points, which is pretty nice. Got the rocket artilleries, 2 of them down to half HP, and 1 is mostly full health. But we did clear out a decent portion of the base on the approach. So we have pretty good pathing. Gonna set up our 2 groups. Typically like to have the 8 giants, 4 on one side, 4 on the other. With the 8 super wizards, usually 4 on one side, 4 on the other. The rocket artilleries are especially deadly for the super wizards, because those things, they'll target the giants, and then as the defenses get cleared out, the super wizards tend to walk directly into the blast of the bombshell, which is hilarious but also unfortunate if you're trying to protect them, which is the whole name of the game with the graveyard strategy spell. Gotta protect those super wizards, otherwise the attack is over. So here on the skeleton park, switched up the army comp a little bit. I've noticed that when I hit the skeleton parks that aren't the basic layout, I tend to have a lot of rams left over, because there's not too many actual sections of the walls that the troops have to get through. There's still a lot of walls, but a lot of times people utilize the, the hedges, the terrain, so they just have these little wall segments that don't need a whole lot of rams to open, you just need 1 to open up the next section for the troops to proceed. So we brought in a few extra packs of hogs, especially because there are a lot of bomb towers, and the hogs seem to actually do a pretty good job of working their way to the bomb towers ahead of everything and being able to take them out. Because a lot of times if you get a whole group of skeletons or giants or super wizards locked on to multiple bomb towers in a row during an attack, that just completely annihilates a lot of the power of the strategy. So we do bring in the hogs to help take those bomb towers out. And then for this attack, there's not too much remaining, which is nice. We're able to snag a whole bunch of those bonus points. Kind of funny to see that all the skeletons almost all of them got hit by that one bomb and lose all their shields. But we were able to get 6,400 and a bonus of 180 points. Next up is a Golem Quarry cleanup attack. This one was especially crazy. I was not entirely sure I was going to be able to clean up this base because there are the 3 rocket artilleries and 3 blast bows. Very, very crazy. But we do have all of our graveyard spells over the splash targeting defenses. And we're going to try and do our best to spread out the army and kind of deploy the rams in a wave, just like kind of sprinkling them in one after the other. We're going to try and distract as best as we can to protect the super wizards. So super wizards getting those chain values is the power of the strategy. All the giants, all the rams, all the skeletons are just a distraction so that the super wizards can get closer and deeper into the base, and their chains can do more and more damage. So we are able to push through the layer of those splash defenses, so there's not really a whole lot on the back end of the base. We have our heroic giant over there taking out the multi-mortar, which is nice. Sometimes a lot of multi-mortars stacked together can do a lot of damage to especially the skeletons, because they'll get two-shotted by any of the mortar hits. And then sometimes they can splash together and take out a bunch of your super wizards too, which is no fun at all. So last on the list is a Barbarian Camp cleanup. Taking a look at the base. Looks like we destroyed, I think, one of the rocket artilleries and at least one of the air bombs on the first hit, so we're setting up pretty good. Switching up to the air version of the graveyard spam strategy. And the name of the game is to just try to push into the back end of the base, take out these air bombs. Not too worried about the rocket artillery since it is in the core. And we've taken out half of the base in front of it, so we can directly target it very, very easily. As we can see here, the deployment zone is getting opened up. So we're just mostly worried about this back end air bombs, hoping that some of these balloons can pad over to it. So yeah, we do get a couple balloons stacked on top, and they're able to take it out before they are destroyed. So these are all the bases I was hit. It's kind of fun to attack all separate bases. It's also kind of fun to attack all the same bases, because we get really good at it. So pretty much just hitting a bunch of bases that were worth around 6,000, 6,500 points, and getting a lot of the extra bonus points since the last update hit. I believe you get, I think it's triple the amount of bonus points. So the max you can get before was 250. I believe the max now is 750, just to help differentiate some of the top end clans that are always two-shotting every single district. You know, those few points of troops remaining can make a difference for whoever comes out on top. So if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Helps me out a bunch. And there are a couple more videos on the screen if you want to keep on watching. Until next time, take care.